Members of the jury, your duty today will be to determine whether the plaintiffs prove that the defendant caused the cyber attack. You must find a verdict based on a preponderance of the evidence or the most convincing evidence and facts presented. Today's case is the People versus EvilCorps, the trial and conviction of the creators of Wasted Locker ransomware. Are the plaintiffs ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Ashwin Varma. I'm the Attorney General for United States of America, and I represent Garmin Limited. We intend to prove that Maxim Viktorovich Yakubets, aka Aqua, is indeed the leader of EvilCorps. They have infected my client with the malware Wasted Locker. They have illegally downloaded and distributed the client's data for monetary purposes. Thank you.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my name is Sridhar Mugundan and I am representing Mr. Maxim Viktorovich Yakubets in this case. We intend to prove that my client is not related to the organization referred to as EvilCorp. He is not responsible for the creation or spreading of the malware Wasted Locker, and that he is falsely held responsible for multiple counts of charges that he is neither directly or indirectly involved with.
Plaintiff, you may now present your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 23, 2020, smartwatch and wearables maker Garmin was shut down several of its services due to ransomware attack that targeted its internal network and some production systems. The outage also impacted the company's call centers, making it impossible for the company to provide information to its users who were confused after the outage. Most of the services used by customers of the company rely on Garmin Connect services to sync data about runs and bike rides with its servers. Due to this ransomware attack, Garmin ran its losses into the tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. We believe that the Wasted Locker ransomware is responsible for this. The Wasted Locker ransomware encrypts files on the victim systems using AES algorithm and appends the file extension .wasted to each file it encrypts, which is how our client Garmin Limited found out that it has been attacked by ransomware. Wasted also generates a separate ransom note for each of its encrypted files. For each victim, Wasted Locker operator creates 2 contact email addresses which are listed in the ransom note. We have strong evidence that indicts Russian national Maxim Yakubets is the primary ringleader of the Russian hacking group known as EvilCorps, which is responsible for the ransomware attack. At least since 2012, the criminal group operated a malware known as Dridex, also known as Bugart and Sridex, which was primarily delivered to the victim systems through phishing emails. Maxim Viktorovich Yakubets is wanted for his involvement with computer malware that has infected thousands of computers in both North America and Europe, resulting in actual financial losses that runs into the hundreds of millions of dollars. Specifically, Yakubets was involved in the installation of malicious software known as Zeus, which is disseminated through the phishing emails and used to capture victims' online banking credentials. These credentials were then used to steal money from victims' bank. The plaintiffs strongly believe that Maxim Yakubets should be charged with conspiracy to commit fraud, wire fraud, bank fraud, and intentional damage to the computer, and that we deserve justice for our client Garmin Limited. Thank you.
Thank you, plaintiff. Defense, now you may present your case.
Thank you, Your Honor. The connection between the EvilCorp group, Wasted Locker ransomware variant, to my client, Mr. Yakubets, is not conclusive for 4 main reasons. Number 1. Alternate data stream, ADS, is often being used by cybercriminals to hide malicious files or scripts inside of legitimate files. This method is not uniquely attributed to Wasted or VIT Vellore ransomware and has been used by other ransomware variants, at least since 2015. Number 2. Sockgolish is a JavaScript-based framework that has been used for fake updates attacks and observed downloading Dridex, Azerol, InfoStealer, NetSupport, Manager Rat, and Chthonic. While the Dridex banking Trojan has been directly associated with EvilCorp and VIT Vellore, Sockgolish doesn't appear to have an exclusive relationship with this group, primarily because cybercriminals have been observed using various malware families to exploit and establish persistence. These cybercriminals are known to change their tactics and have many have demonstrated change by adopting other cyber criminal malwares, Example, Trojans, rats have been used in deployments of other ransomware variants. Example, Azerol was observed in Phobos attack. Net support rat has been associated with GAN-crab attacks in the past. Number 3. Dridex Trojan was not found on any system for all wasted locker ransomware matters that ERET has handled to date. Number 4. No overlaps in money laundering infrastructure. Blockchain analysis of payments show no overlaps in the Bitcoin wallet IDs nor the exchanges used by Dridex or BitPaymer and wasted locker operations. While Dridex or BitPaymer use illegal exchanges in Russia to cash out their earnings, wasted locker operators primarily use exchanges in Asia.
Thank you. Plaintiffs, you may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I call to the stand Dr. Aadarsh Sreekumar.
Witness, please raise your right hand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. Kindly mention your name and designation, sir.
Yeah. My name is Dr. Aadarsh Sreekumar, Head of Cybercrime at Federal Bureau of Investigation, California.
Alright. So, when did your organization first encounter this malware? Could you please state the origin, the way you encountered it, and what happened afterwards?
Absolutely. So we encountered this malware initially around 6 months ago, when the malware was still in its preliminary stages. And its signatures were picked up by our cyber surveillance systems, where we classified the malware as a medium priority due to its attack vectors and the credibility of the threat. Yeah.
Alright. So, what measures were taken to stop the virus after my client, Garmin Limited, contacted your organization for cybersecurity assistance?
Okay. When your client Garmin Limited contacted the FBI field office at California regarding a possible cyber attack, according to the standard post-cyber attack procedures and protocols set by the Bureau, we suggested a temporary non-critical system shutdown so as to reduce the spread of the ransomware. Then a cybercrime team was dispatched to the Garmin HQ where they began the procedure to stop the spread, such as implementing network tracers, mining log data, then mining ARP caches, then setting the intrusion detection system to the highest priority. Then after that, we sandbox the complete environment and set up honeypots to prevent any more attacks. And a further, more detailed report has been submitted to the court.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Defense may cross-examine the witness.
Good morning, Mr. Sreekumar.
Morning.
Is it possible to tell with full confidence that my client was responsible for this attack?
After a thorough investigation of all the data from the systems and side of the attack, we have come to understanding that the perpetrator of the attack was behind multiple layers of proxy servers, possibly through the Tor network or any other VPN providers. This means we can only analyze the endpoints of the connection, and to come to a conclusion regarding the attacker. So what we did is we pulled up the DHCP records from Yakubet's ISP, and then we subpoenaed a system. And was able to come up to a conclusion that he could have been behind these attacks. There is some incriminating data and some file signatures on his machine and a possible IP address match from his ISP. Yeah.
Are there any possibility of identity theft and false incrimination? If so, what are they?
Okay, so as in all investigations, the possibility of false incrimination is to be minimized. That's why the FBI follows strict procedures and protocols during any case investigation. Now, regarding identity theft, it's possible that sensitive data multiple Garmin Limited employees have been leaked and sold on the deep web already, but nothing regarding Yakubet was found as incriminating evidence was found in the system.
How is that possible?
Okay, in today's age of internet, masqueraders can arise from anywhere. Due to systems like VPN, tunnel networks, proxy servers, attackers can hide themselves in plain sight with ease. So now regarding the ransomware, so we were able to find some file signatures of the virus infecting Garmin and Yakubet's personal system, and also some information regarding Yakubet's being the possible leader of EvilCorps, a black hat hacking community from Russia. But this finding has to be investigated further for more credibility. So our primary hypothesis is that Yakubet used social engineering to gain trust of an employee within the company Garmin Limited, then use them as an attack vector, thereby infecting the whole organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Thank you.
Plaintiffs, do you have any redirect questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Witness, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Both the plaintiffs and the defense have now rested their case. The attorneys will now present their final argument. Plaintiffs, you may begin.
Your Honor, members of the jury, today you heard testimony about Maxim Viktorovich Yakubets. I would like to remind you the important information about this case that you should think about as you make your decision. The surge in ransomware attacks on cities, municipalities, schools, and healthcare organizations this year is just a foretaste of what is about to come in the future. Threat actors have sensed a very real opportunity to make big returns, attacking enterprise organizations like Garmin, using ransomware and are refining their tools and techniques to increase their chances for success. Some recent developments include growing collaborations between threat groups on ransomware campaigns, the use of sophisticated evasion mechanisms, elaborate multi-phase attacks involving reconnaissance and network scoping, and human-guided automated attack techniques. We recently estimated that the ransomware attacks have cost to US government agencies, educational establishments, and healthcare providers alone in more than $7.5 billion. And up to 2019 December, at least 759 healthcare providers, 103 state and municipal governments and agencies, 86 universities, and at least 30 enterprises have been hit by ransomware attacks. In addition to financial losses, the attacks have resulted in emergency patients being redirected to other hospitals, medical records being lost, property transactions. Several developments suggest that the situation in 2020 and the future will be bad, if not worse. As you see, Maxim Viktorovich Yakubets is one of the frontiers of the EvilCorps, and he is alleged leader of the said establishment. If we do not stop and incriminate these people then and there with the regulations in the laws that we have right now, then the amount of situation that will move in the future will be far, far worse. So juries, please make your decision wisely. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, you may proceed with your closing argument.
Your Honor, members of the jury, my client has fully cooperated with the investigating party and has produced enough evidence to prove himself innocent. He is not linked to the EvilCorps organization and has no involvement in this case whatsoever. I strongly feel that the court should prolong the investigation until the real culprit is arrested for the damages of the so-called wasted locker ransomware. Closing the case would result in the arrest of an innocent man, and this defies a primary principle of law, innocent until proven guilty. Thank you, Your Honor.
Members of the jury, you have heard all the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine the facts. Once you decide what facts the evidence prove, you must then apply the law. This case is special with regard to the law. You may find certain laws in contradiction with each other, and so you must decide which laws prevail in order to decide whether the defendant violated them. I have heard all the testimony concerning this case, and I have reached my verdict. In the case, the People versus Yakubets, find for the defendant guilty of all the charges he has been alleged for committing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.